When we say Trump is racist, some MAGA Republicans are still in a dream life, denying it and behaving as if everybody just hates Trump. For what reason? I never heard any reason for them where out of the history of our nation, it's only Trump that everybody just hates and hate him so much. He win the election, they took it away from him. When there are thousands of people at his rallies, they show only hundreds of people. So the media hate him. The electoral system hate him. He win the election, they didn't give it to him. And everybody just hate him like that for no reason. You saw the title of this video. Trump went to talk to some black journalists. They set that up in a way to really know what he think about black people. In an attempt for him to win black voters, although everybody knows Trump is racist, he doesn't like black people. Easily he would tell a black person to go back to Africa. He would tell a black person, if you don't like it, leave our country, even American citizens. And we know that some decades ago, he directed his apartment managers, his building managers, not to rent to black people. We know that. When he was questioned about it during the presidential debate with Hillary Clinton, he said, well, at that time, everybody do that, so it wasn't anything strange. Okay? That's already something very strong to think about. But I'm coming back to the subject on the table. He went to talk to some journalists recently, black journalists, NAB, National Association of Black Journalists, NABJ. And there were 3 black journalist women that were questioning him. The first one, he just didn't like that woman because the woman hit the nail right upside the head. ABC journalist, I forgot her name right now, Rachel something, Rachel Scott, I believe. She hit the nail right upside the head, asking Trump a serious question, and Trump just didn't like the question. He started cussing her out, that you are so rude and you didn't ask me how I'm doing. He just, okay. That's still not the main issue of this interview that I'm talking to you about. Trump, out of nowhere, it wasn't a question they asked him, he was answering out of nowhere, like he always do. By the way, what is Trump's policy for becoming a president? Before, when he was a president, and now, what is his policy? Well, you can tell me he's gonna be doing this, or he say he will do this, he will do that, he will do that, he will do that. What is his policy? He doesn't have one. The only policy he has that I have to even deduct out of his intervention is they are taking our country. We need to fire our country. We need to get our country back. The immigrants are taking our jobs. The immigrants are rapists. They are armed robbers. They are horrible from where they are. And the border is open. They are coming to destroy our country and take our job. That's all he talk about. Because that's the rhetoric that will tease the racists to support him and to want to vote for him so they can take us back to where things were, where white dominate black. But the time we are now, black have a lot of rights, and minority in general, Asian, all of the minority, Hispanic, they have a lot of rights. And the white people don't like that. By the way, do you remember during George Bush time when they stopped the coming of the Hispanic people, Mexican and all those Hispanic that were a lot in the U.S., and Bush allowed them legally to come and get jobs that Americans don't like? Please hear that properly. In case you don't know, I'm telling you. Bush allowed those foreigners to come to the U.S. to take jobs that Americans don't like. What are those jobs? Cutting grass, working in a restaurant, working in construction, all those hard work behaviors that Americans don't possess. We are lazy people. We like to be lazy. Give excuses easily, find a way to refuse to do the work or do the minimal as possible. That's how we are. So those foreigners come, Mexican and Hispanic people, they do a good job. During that time, they will cut your grass for $10 in a minute. You need roof replaced, just call Roberto. I'm just giving an example. Don't take it wrong. Just call Roberto. He will bring his mother, his wife, his daughters, his children, his brothers, his father-in-law. All of them will climb on that roof, or this one will be throwing this to him on the roof. This one will be nearly, in a few hours, they will replace your whole roof. And if you were supposed to pay $5,000, you pay them $1,000, your roof is done. They were useful. But somehow, Bush, Trump, who is stupid, who is not educated, he went to college, but the man brain need upgrading. He doesn't even have the brain of a high school person. The way Trump thinks is worse than the way a high school person thinks rationally. So Trump sees them as hurting our nation. By the way, there is a conspiracy theory behind that too. What is that conspiracy theory? White people have analyzed and realized that at the rate that Hispanic especially are coming in the U.S. at that time, at George Bush time and all that, the rate that was determined, the percentage they are coming daily or yearly, and the black people increasing. Black people, I don't increase it that much because black people, they don't have a lot of children and they do a lot of abortion. But the Hispanic, they have a lot of children, they don't do a lot of abortion. I didn't say everybody does abortion. All black people are, I said some of them or a lot of them. Okay, so why a black population is not growing that much? It was 11% a long time ago. It became 13% for black people. Hispanic, the way they were coming a lot and having a lot of children, the white people have determined, I'm talking about some secret, powerful white people who look at things and say, oh, no, we can't have that. They have determined that by 2050, if they left those Hispanic coming and multiplying and having children and keep on crossing the border to come and get these low jobs, by the way, and the way they are having children, if they let it continue, by 2050, the white population in America will not be majority anymore. Did you hear that? Some of you don't know that. You see, I don't just talk for nothing. I educate myself. I know things. That's what I talk. I don't talk for empty. Like I'm a preacher too. I don't preach just for the heck of it. When I preach, I have a target. I bring a verse or I bring a passage. I bring the mindset of God and I communicate it effectively. So that's the same thing I do in politics. You know, I feel like going to study law to come back and fight. Although I feel like I'm a little old now for that. Too late for that. I feel like going to study law and come back and fight crazily in this country. My accent was one of the reasons I didn't study law like some 10 or 15 years ago. But now I feel like my accent is not that bad because most people can hear me. It was bad when I first came to America. It's very good now. So sometimes I feel like going to study law so I can come and put the nail outside the head. Hit the nail outside the head. So people can look stupid out of their racism and the Machiavellic desire and ideas. So these white people that determine that if they don't do anything about the rate that the Hispanic are coming and multiplying in the U.S., by 2050, the white will no longer be the majority. And you say, oh, if they are not majority, what will be the problem? It will be a big problem. The problem is, meaning a white person will never be president in the U.S. again. Did you hear that? A white person will never be president again. And the Hispanic people work hard. Sorry to say, but they work harder than us black people. That's just the truth. I'm black too. So the way they work hard, they will achieve more than the CIA has predicted that those foreigners will achieve. They will surpass the prediction So they can only get a little job and develop a little bit, and they will do more. They will go to school. They will do more. Even if they don't have education to make big money, they don't mind working hard, 1, 2, 3 jobs to achieve and arrive and make big money and become influential. So the white have noticed that, and they say they need to stop it. You see, you might see Trump, and you might be like, oh, Trump. Who is behind Trump? Oh, I feel like just educating you a little bit. I'm sorry. Do you know that Hitler was bad? Hitler in Germany, he was bad. But Hitler could not create the aviation. He's not a chemist. He doesn't have a chemistry degree to create all the gas stuff to kill people in the concentration camp and do this and do that and fight. Hitler doesn't know how to do all that by himself. There were some people that support his Machiavellic ideology. So you might see Trump and be blaming him. He's evil, yes, but he is feeding into the agenda of how some powerful white people behind the scene want him to behave, and he is feeding into it, and they are the ones supporting him, giving him $1 million to push him to go forward. And the agenda they want him to publish is to find a way so foreigners can be hated in America. Some of them can just leave the country, or white racism should come back again. And that's why people love Trump. Ask anybody who support Trump, especially the MAGA people, what is his policy for becoming president? They cannot tell you. What is he talking about? What is his plan? What percentage of this he will increase? What percentage of that he does not know? He just go there and insult people. Oh, it's a disaster, a disaster. If you become... By the way, I need to say that also in this video. When Trump was president for 4 years, do you know that he increased the national debt, the U.S. national debt, by $7.8 trillion? 7.8. So 0.2 added to that, it will be $8 trillion. No other president in the history of the U.S. have ever added that much money as a debt to our national debt within 4 years. Some other presidents have added even 8 trillion, but in 8 years, not in 4 years. And Trump is talking about he have developed the economy. What economy did you develop? So if you added $7.8 trillion to the debt, but you created jobs, or you developed the economy and it's valued to maybe like $2 trillion, 7.8, if they take it out, if they say $2 trillion out of 7 point, I don't know how much job he has created, how much progress for economy he has created to be evaluated in dollars. But let's say, I know it's shoved much lower. So if you created $2 trillion value job, but you added 7.8 trillion job, you have failed miserably. Okay, so these people want Trump to be there and to fulfill their agenda. That's how Trump have the money. Trump is not using his money for the campaign and all these things he's doing. He said, he's using his own money, but people are supporting him. Trump is very cheap. He doesn't want to give a penny out. Okay, so let me come back to the journalist thing. So during the journalism thing, Trump out of nowhere, I didn't forget, I know what I'm saying. Trump out of nowhere talk about immigration when the question wasn't at all about immigration. And he said he was trying to gain black people by what he said, but it's the most Machiavellic, wicked, idiotic statement that anybody that have the right mind can say. He said the illegal immigrants are coming to the U.S. and they come to take black jobs. Did you hear that? They are coming to take black jobs. So let's analyze. You see, the journalist say, a journalist asking right away, what is a black job? And then he say, black job is any job in America, or he generalized it like that, which is not true. You know what Trump is thinking with his childish mind? He was thinking if he say illegal immigrants are coming to the U.S. to take jobs that should normally go to black people will be like, oh yeah, that's our job. You know, those people shouldn't come to our country. We'll support you so they don't come, so we can get those jobs. But Trump did not realize that by saying that, and we all know foreigners don't come and work in a big levels. Some try to do, but the prediction by the CIA, very high people who are intellectual people who analyze what somebody can become with where he came from, the possibility available to him in the U.S. They predict that most people will not make a lot of money. Most people will not develop high to scare the real Americans. And it's true, because they do little jobs, they send money to their countries. They don't have much big money somewhere to become very influential and powerful to switch around the political system in the U.S. So Trump was thinking that if he said those illegal immigrants are coming to take black jobs, black people love him and say, oh, don't let that happen, we'll vote for you. But he failed to realize that he was saying indirectly that those illegal immigrants come to get black people jobs, meaning black people jobs are little jobs. Pick up to plug onions and vegetables, work in a restaurant, do construction work. When you pass by anywhere there's a construction person, look at the people there. Even in states that have majority of white people, look at the people on the construction, under the sun or in the cold, look at them. I bet you 90% of them are foreigners, especially Hispanic people. Some of them black sometimes. You might see some couple of white, but very few are white. Very few are even black. Most of them are foreigners. You can tell they are mostly Asians, because they are the one who work hard enough to stay in those kind of field of work. You see that? So Trump was saying black people only have low jobs, which confirms still his racist behavior. Did you hear that? So it just blew in his face now. That, oh, illegal immigrants are coming to take our black jobs. So what is a black job? Black job, according to Trump, is a little job. In other words, Trump does not believe a black person should be elevated to the point of having a decent job, make good money, be a manager or be in charge and make big money and all that. He still see black people as those who do little jobs only. Let me prove it to you in another way. Ben Carson, right? He was a powerful surgeon. Stupidly, he forgot to do one last surgery on himself. He operated on people's brain and all kind of complicated operation and surgeries he has done in his life to become very famous, but he forgot to operate one last surgery, the one on himself. You say, oh, come on, that's so harsh. Yeah, I know scientifically he's very good, but politically, the guy is a retarded man. How can that man, so famous, renowned through the world, who has performed these very critical surgeries, and he's very neurosurgeon, they call him. He joined Trump's party, the Republican, and what the position that Trump will give him is to manage the housing. Did you hear that? So this guy was a powerful neurosurgeon. If you want him in your cabinet, why don't you give him something about health? The Department of Health or something related where he can use his domain of expertise to help the nation. He keep him in housing or something, housing department or something. Are you serious? And the guy took the job. You think that guy who have done surgery on people's brain, he will wake up and be like, wait a minute now, are you serious? If all I can do, how do you want to get me to handle housing for people? And housing department and all that? Really? Oh my goodness. But he didn't know it. He just accepted the job and did it. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, so Trump indirectly have dug a hole for himself further by saying immigrants are coming to take black people's job. So in the minds of Trump, everybody knows now that Trump doesn't expect us to make big money, make corporate jobs, get corporate jobs and progress properly. He's still seeing black people through the eyes of the slavery moment, where black people, all they can get is to pick cotton and to work in the farm, do dirty works, the work that these days immigrants are the one mostly doing it. You still unconvinced that Trump is a racist? A guy who want to take us from 2024 to 1868 or whatever? Trump want to go back, man. When they ask him about Ku Klux Klan people who are manifesting, who beat people somewhere, they say to condemn him. He said there are good people on both sides. KKK people hurting people in a rally or whatever. They are hitting people, you know, who are of color. And they ask you, you say there are good people on both sides. In other words, he said he cannot tell KKK people that they are bad. They are supporting him. He's a racist. And see how he talked to the journalists, especially the first woman, Rachel Scott, I believe her name is, ABC. She wore blue, the first woman who asked a question. He insulted her from beginning to the end. It was horrible. It was horrible. So people, if you serve in the military, let me tell you, I serve in the military, and you want to vote for Trump, your service is a shame. Did you hear that? I said that. And I'm Angelo Koumondji, and I support this message. If you serve in the military and you want to vote for a lunatic, a guy who will destroy our democracy, today he was complaining that people who go to his rally, the media show less people than those who go to his rally. That, for example, January 6th, people who went to January 6th, where the insurrection happened, they were much more than the people going to Kamala Harris rallies today or these days. So he's comparing people who went to the insurrection on January 6th to overturn the result of the election, to go to Capitol where they heard people, the Congress people who gathered there to certify the election. He dared to compare people who went there to compare to Harris people, Kamala Harris people these days. To say, oh, he had more crowd than Harris now. So he, in other words, he's taking pride in that insurrection day of January 6th. And many people went there, they were condemned, and many of them went to jail. And by that, January 6th, Trump became a domestic terrorist. And now he dead today, the 8th of August, 2024. He said people who went to the January 6th day for him, there are much more than people who are going to Kamala Harris rallies these days. What a comparison. This guy is out of touch. It's worse than that. This guy needs to be in a mental institution where he's being treated. His own niece, Dr. Mary Trump, real niece, direct niece, daughter of Trump's brother, Mary Trump, she's also Trump, wrote a book. She's a psychologist and psychiatrist, renowned clinical psychologist. She wrote a book. The title of the book said, Donald Trump is the most dangerous man in the world. And she have a show where she's appealing to people to do everything so her uncle does not return to the White House. So you serve in the military to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against foreign and domestic, not just foreign now. Bin Laden and all that, yeah, we know the foreign and domestic. Trump is a domestic terrorist. Are you going to vote for him? You say, oh, come on, you just saying that because you are Democrat or whatever. This is not about being Democrat or Republican. We have a danger on the ticket, a danger on the ticket. There's somebody who want to overthrow our democracy we have been working more than 200 years to build. And we need to overlook partisanship to support patriotism and vote for anybody to go into the White House except Trump. To vote for anybody else, just not Trump. And if you serve in the military and you vote for Trump, your military service is null and void. You do not know what it means to serve. And it won't surprise me. But when I serve in the military, I noticed that most people, more than 90% of people who serve in the military, they serve to get money for JI bill. They serve because they were brats. Most of them are teenagers, 17, 18 years old, who join. And the recruiter get them at that young age before they get into real life. So they can think, oh, it's so beautiful to join the military. And they join because they couldn't survive. Their family will kick them out when they turn 18. They don't know what to do. Or some of them are getting in trouble with the law. And they just say, you want to go to jail for 5 years? Or you want to serve the military for 5 years? What a choice. So the military is such a good job. And you're supposed to go to jail. They give you to go to the military. Job where you get paid. You do the job and get paid. Compared to military. So that's a job so highly favored, huh? That's what you think? That's how they lie to us, man. I serve in the military too. By the way, when you get out of the military, what's your value for employers? They value to give you high-paying jobs. They value to give you a leadership job. No. I study leadership, high level of leadership. I study. And I will not put anybody who just get out of the military as a leader in my company. You know why? Because the company will be sued. You know why? Because the mentality that person was used to in the military, that's not the mentality civilian live. The mentality to cool down and to learn to be civil, the military person, especially the person who stay for long, does not possess that. And freshly out of the military, you can give him that. You can give him a job because you know he'll be on time, he will obey, he'll follow rules. You can give him a job, but generally it's not a good job. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to dwell on that. But people, if you serve in the military and you vote for Trump, something is wrong with you. Your military service is null and void. Again, I'm saying not because you are a Republican, but this time, you and I, we need to leave aside our partisanship to support patriotism, to save our democracy. Did you hear Project 2025? Where Trump said they will cancel the Constitution? Did you hear that? Where Trump said, if you are born in the U.S., you don't become citizen automatically anymore like it was for years and years. In many countries, that's how it goes also. And he want to deport anybody. He said if you go on a riot, he can send you out even if you are a citizen. He can kick you out of the country, all kind of horrible things. And he might even change the constitution where he can't leave power anymore. He will die there. People. Black jobs. Trump said the illegal people are coming to get black jobs. He didn't say they are coming to get American jobs. They are coming to get black jobs. In his mind, he said that to attract black people. Trump is a racist. Either you are watching this video, you are black or white. Trump is a racist man. And there's no place for somebody like that in the Oval Office. There's no place for him as a convicted felon. Multiple crimes. Crimes that Trump committed, even assault a woman. He was guilty of assaulting women. I'm talking about violate them and rape them and all that. Force himself sexually on them. If you do 1% of those crimes, you cannot even get a job as a janitor or sweeping somewhere or flipping burgers somewhere. And that's the person you want to support to go to the White House. What is wrong with our country, the Supreme Court people, where somebody commits so much crime and was convicted by jury, not by judge? Well, we can say, yeah, the judge didn't like him. Jury, many people voted. Many people decided in many states, not just one or two, many things. Trump was convicted. There should be a way that person cannot even come close to the White House anymore. But we are supporting him. By the way, this never happened. So out of all the presidents of the U.S., 46 now, 46th president, so he just the only one that they just hate for nowhere, for no reason. He just so have something special. People just hate him so much. They make up law to just banish him and do him evil. People, Trump is a racist, man. I don't know if you don't get it by now. With all that I prove, I can't help you, man. Your problem is bigger than I can solve. Trump is a racist. Trump is a criminal person. Trump is a horrible person who want to destroy our democracy. Trump is a person that is mentally sick, seriously sick, who need to be on medication and be locked up in an institution somewhere. If not in prison, because he's a criminal, he needs to go to jail. He needs to be in a mental institution somewhere, or at least be locked up at home, house arrest, for the rest of his life. This man is dangerous. I don't know how his children look at him, thinking that they have a father. I don't know how his wife look at him, thinking she have a husband, and his grandchildren. Oh Lord, I pray for those grandchildren. I'm not violent. I'm not inciting for any violence, but I'm just telling you, Trump is racist, man. Trump is racist. And he can go leave his house. I just don't want him to step into the Oval Office. Sadly, some of you who refuse to see the reality, some of you refuse to see the light, you are the one pushing him towards there. If everybody were like me, or everybody have the reasonable accommodation in the head, Trump will even get 10% of support. So he can't even continue his campaign and all that. But some people who want the old time to become new time again, this country to be racist and divided, where white people dominate and just mistreat whoever they want to mistreat. They beat you whoever they want to beat you. No law. They want to take us back, man. People, Trump is racist. Vote for Kamala Harris. And the next election, when a normal Republican come, it will be a matter of parties again, Democrat or Republican. But this time, it's a matter of democracy or anarchy. It's a matter of saving our democracy or yielding to anarchy, to a disorder, to a disaster, Trump's favorite word, to a trouble. Yeah. I try my best, man. I'm done. Bye-bye.